Got a video. No, wait. I don't have a video. We're making the video. But when you see it, I would have made it. So it doesn't mean I have it. Anyways, who am I today? I'm Admiral Buck Rogers. Um, I'm kind of confused on who I am for the fact that I've been seeing more and more comments and complaints about people that are not me. And I'm like, what's that got to do with me? I'm not the person you speak of. It's some DJ Jekyll or Admiral Buck Rogers. Anyways, so the question that I have and that I've seen, and I figured we could work together on this. If you're new to the channel and you want more helpful hints on Battle Pirates or some humor, feel free to like and subscribe. Hit that bell button so that when my video goes live for you, you get notified. Otherwise, it gets buried and nobody sees it. So we're going to be talking about the ships and hulls. Ships, hulls to me are roughly are going to be the same because I'm talking about ships. So if I say hulls, I still mean ships, and I'm going to be asking and trying to answer what ships and hulls you should have. I know with the Saturn fleet, as you see over here, this is my free one. Originally, I didn't get it because I didn't have room. That seems to be an ongoing issue, which I never thought I would actually have, that my dock would get filled and I wouldn't be able to have ships. But it seems that with all the changes going on, a lot of ships that come in are becoming more obsolete, which is what it was when I first started playing, like with the dreadnoughts and the floating fortresses. By the time the floating fortress I got one, the dreadnoughts came out. I was like, ooh. And by the time I got all those going really well, the missile cruiser came out, and then I don't remember what was after that. I stopped playing for a while. But it seems now it's the same virus is going on, and it's the same issue. It just happens quicker. Yeah. So let's go through with the must-have. I have this Hydra here. No, this is not what I have with my Saturn. My Saturn's getting upgraded, but someone had a question about this, and it gave me a question as well. If this was still a good build, and I didn't understand this style of the Hydras. That's why I don't talk about it. And if you guys understand it better and can clarify it, want to leave a comment, because a lot of this stuff does a lot of negative attributes for the ships and other ships, and then there are some positive, but I don't see the benefit in like really doing the negative. So this build isn't my own per se. I got a couple ideas from other players, and this is what I end up making. I've only used it a couple times because by that point I got bat rays and eradicators. What else did I get? Skyfire? No, the Apollo, the Proto Apollo. That was another one. Yeah, this thing over here. So, definitely you need to have howlers. Definitely. Basically, the rule of thumb is you need to have the top tier, or even the top 2 tiers. But that doesn't mean it's true for the whole game, which is why I'm going to go over this. The second one I have over here, these are no order because I used to have this all organized, but with all the chips coming in and going, whatever, right? Icebreakers, yay, love them. So I even got the little bacon one. So that's supposed to be cool. So this is an older build, but it still works. I use them for FM missions. In fact, I was doing that while I was doing this video. They're good to have for FM missions. I hit 111s. You can also hit lower ones, and that's the thing I noticed too, that a lot of players like to hit lower end, and that's good. You can do that. And the cool thing about the builds that I show, if I show a build and I say it can hit 111, typically that means it can hit 111 and below. So if you want to use that build and hit lower, you can. You'll take even less damage. So that's kind of a cool little thing. Not too sure about what I think about these Batistas. I don't know. I don't have that. I got breachers with it. The fleet to fleet, I don't really have an opinion on that as well because I don't do a whole lot of fleet for fleet, but I've been getting them and they're quick builds. And for some of the shipwrecks, you have to have it. So if you want to do that and get into that, that's cool. Um, I don't really do the shipwrecks because I see like a bunch of alliances fighting over the same shipwreck for uranium or base parts. And I got videos on how to get uranium and base parts. That's real easy to do, so I don't know about those. The Skyfires, I got, um, I build them, got them. I have two sets, as you can see. I got two of them because during the process, I actually got three of them. But the third one I got rid of because it was they weren't scald and they had lower weapons. But for whatever reason, I only have two sets of blueprints. So the third one I couldn't use. Well, one of them, one of the three I couldn't, so I had to pick. So yeah, but I keep them for titanium. Easy way to get titanium. Um, you have to grind it out and stuff, but that's okay. I mean, if you use the Battle Pirates app, um, I got a lot of mixed results about that and doesn't work and blah blah blah. But for doing chores, um, it works really well. I'm just trying to get it to load real quick. That's the app. It's on my phone. See? So I guess I'll put that there for now. So I do that for my chores. In fact, I might even do it for the FM missions. The other ship that you need to have, let's go back, is of course the titanium. This is the free one, the titanium. The Saturn. This is the free one that we got. Definitely one that you want to have because they gave it away, so you might as well have it. Still being used. So that's my opinion. If you guys have different thoughts or you want to add to it, by all means, please do leave a comment below. Because I'm noticing a lot of the same questions and a lot of different all over the place. So I'm trying to do the clarification, get some help on that. The other one I still have. I'm not always too happy with the Nemesis, but I got this way before the Saturn. I got a great deal on it, so I got it, which messed up my Saturn build in progress. And then we got those free ones, so now I got too many ships, so I can't. But I have them. I'm still going to use them because this one and the Saturns are super great to get titanium. Real super cool deal for titanium. And you have to hit the high like level, what is it, 95 I believe. Can't do that with the Skyfire. Skyfires you have to hit the other ones. And I got videos on that. I even got a playlist for how to if you want to check that out. I really hope I remember to put that down below so you guys can see that playlist because I went earlier this morning and added more tutorials to that playlist because apparently they weren't there. So I got you guys covered. I am thinking about you guys. Be a lot of discussing about that because I went from being a no coiner to somewhat of a coiner, and yeah, the big boys, the big leads, the big coiners, that's a whole different group, and we'll be talking about that. That's some good episodes coming up about that. There's some really cool things to talk about. A little hint for that. Of course, Inferno Dragons. This was really weird because I came back to the game 3 years ago, 2016, I believe it, around end of 2016. Bear with me, right? I mean, 3 years is that? We don't need nitpick about. Anyways, so right away I got the Icebreakers. It was like $5. Okay, the whole fleet. I'm like, hey, I'm taking that, and that's Icebreakers were still uh, top notch. And then the dragons were new, like the petroleum whatever thing. I know I have a speech impediment. You guys gotta forgive me on that. Anyways, So I was building the Infernal Dragons, building and building. Um, Actually, you know what? I did build all these. Yes, these are my builds because some of them are different. So yeah, these are my builds, but in the process, rather than having to buy a whole new fleet, because sometimes Kixeye does a really great deal, I didn't do that. I actually got for like I think it was like $5 where I could upgrade all of these. Yeah, upgrade and skull them. So that's what I did. So that worked out kind of cool. So I keep these for the FM missions. Um, I know everyone likes the patrol whatever thingy, but only been able to build two ships at a time, and one of them is only can only do conquer, so I can really only build one chore. And now with the refitting and upgrades, you have to do that. Pretty much my dock is pretty much SOL all the time. That's something that I think Kixeye needs to work on. Uh, Also, another tip too about the app, at least with my phone, because my phone is like what 5 years old now, but it works for me. But with the app, it has its hangups. So basically, what you have to do is you have to use Wi-Fi, and I have really great Wi-Fi where I'm at right now, so that's what I'll do. So I sent my Infernal Dragons out to hit 120s. You can hit 121s with this build. Sometimes I take a little bit, not much, a little bit more damage. And this is the arrow message that I always get. But, like Hefty Bear told me, or Captain Tweaky, is that if you go back to base status, you no longer get that error. So I can leave the game on, not worry about that error. So you're getting multiple little tips in this video, which is why it's important to watch it. See? As you can see, there's my proof. It works. Boom, it's letting me know one of my ships got in a battle. This used to be really cool and important because if someone was bushwhacking you, you would know. Now nobody can hit a chore fleet, so they're just going to be out there taking up space. The other one that I keep is bat rays. Sometimes you use them in the raids. I think you could use them in the last raid. I don't know. I was really busy the past 2 weeks on set, so whatever. But I keep the bat rays because I get uranium with them. I have a video on that. Easy way to get uranium. I got all I gotta do is hit the target 4 times, I think. Yeah, and then if you want to help a friend, it's like twice that because they get half of it. Okay, and this is the free one I got. So I got the flagship. Cool deal. Got a video on that in the build if you guys want to see it. The other good one to keep at the moment, as I find use for it, is the Proto Apollo because I do chores with it. I do titanium. It was free, so might as well keep it. It's a what tier is this one considered still? Yeah, it's a 7.5, so it's between the 7 and 8. This 8.5 tier, I don't know about. I would recommend that they would just knock it off with this tier and get rid of old ships because I've seen a lot of other Facebook kind of games where they continue to keep the ships or the tanks or whatever it is that you could be playing the game for 5 years and the original ships are still very useful to this day, and that's something I think Kixeye needs to think about and quit, trashing all these ships. The mana cores I actually built all these. You can tell that because they're not all ranked up. I built these ones. I got different purposes. I got helped with 3 of these, 2 of them. Well, 3 of them is the same design, and then one of them is a different. So I got help with that, and then one of them was my design, which still works because I did the 4 out of 5 that I really needed. So don't really quite understand these ones too much, the whole add-ons, and this one's mostly all plus, not a whole lot of negative, so that made it a little easier to understand. Like, I lose penetration range, but I don't think... Does that matter? No, that doesn't matter because this is a scatter gun, so say I couldn't remember that. See? I don't know if I got a video. I may have a video on that, or I may not, on that build. Huh. So, there's a free build for you guys. The Shrieks, I keep them because of the Eradicators. They have those events or special events or raids or whatever you want to call it. Money grabbing time for kixeye, that's what we'll call those. But in order to get the set bonus points, you have to have the Eradicators. And you also have to have the Shrieks. So for that reason, you got to keep both. So these are another one that you got to keep: the Shrieks and Shrieks and the Eradicators. Again, these ones are mostly my build. I was able to skull this one. This is another one that's my build. And then these two, I got super cheap. I was like, okay. And then again, you have more fleet to fleet stuff. I got them. I got a bunch of Corsairs. They gave a lot of those out. Don't have room for them in here, so yeah. That's pretty much the main ones. Let me see. Go back to this. Let me show that. This is the free one for the Saturns. There's the build for that. Yeah, I don't have a video out for this one just yet because I just got this. I had a partial build. There's a video for that for a partial build. Just always building, always upgrading. So those are definitely must to have. The other one that is a must to have is the stuff you have in your fleet, or in your base to defend, and breachers are good. Keep your breachers, keep your howlers. Gorgons are good for inside your base. The carnages, I have fun with those. I say keep those. If you watch my other videos, my base is always changing, and also depends on what kind of attack I'm going to get. Like if I get wind or I get made aware of what's going to attack me, you can change stuff up. So Gorgons, Carnage, and of course Lurkers. Lurkers are still good to have because a lot of people don't really use them. So a lot of players come in not prepared to handle the Lurkers. So they're good, and I think they're pretty easy to get. Wow, that went smoother than I expected. I thought there was gonna be more the ships to go over to keep, but this is pretty much what I keep. Let me see if I can go to here real quick. Remove that. Is there anything else that I would say? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. See, and I like the Fang Tooth, but I haven't had any use for those. Unless you want to go to orange, which that's what I use. I use my Manticores. That's the video. If you want to go to orange, it'll show the Manticore video. Easy way to go to orange. I know a lot of people like to go on to the comms or whatever and ask somebody, and that's cool, but sometimes the comms may not be working. So you can use the Manticores. Another one you should be able to use is the Proto Apollo. Might take a little damage. There's a lot of variety to go to orange. A lot of people like to do it, go in, go out, go in, go out, and get no damage or instant repair. Like the Fang Tooth, you can do that. You can go in and maneuver around, or be like me and take maybe a little bit of damage if you go in wrong. But that's okay because the repair time is still pretty much instant, so I don't mind that. Yeah, that should cover up the ships you should keep. If you guys have any pointers or opinions or comments, feel free to put that down there. And again, if you got any enjoyment, share this. As a lot of people say, this is a die-in game, and there are new players coming in, so let's help them out. Let's share this. Subscribe and hit that bell button so that, again, when my videos go live for you, you'll know about it. And if you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and hit that like. It helps me figure out what you guys want, and if there's any videos you're looking for or need, feel free to let me know. I'll do what I can to make that happen. And yeah, again, thank you guys so much for your time. Enjoy your weekend when you get there. Right on.